Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is my 31 days of horror movie reviews. And I just got done watching something that was on Shudder. This is VHS Halloween. Can you believe they're still making these goddamn VHS movies? I don't know how many we are at by now. Is this 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Who fucking knows? It seems like Shudder has been releasing one every year. At this point, it's a 2025 film, and before I get into like the plot, is there really a plot? It's just a collection of horror short films that have been put together by various writers and directors, and at least this one, the theme is Halloween. The majority of them take place on Halloween. What I thought of this movie was, I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. Now, I'm not going to say I loved it. I'm not going to say, this was the best horror movie of the year, because it's far from it. And 2025 has been all too good of a year for horror that this won't even make like a top whatever list. However, there was enough things in there that I say to myself, okay, this wasn't worse than the last couple VHS movies. I might not remember all of them 100%, beat for beat, scene for scene, and story for story, but I remember disliking the last few for a lot of reasons, almost hating those last few. So, the whole thing, let's go through story by story, because I can give my take on each and every one of them. So, the first story is we see these two girls who, I guess it's their last Halloween as like teenagers, because they're about to go off to college. So they figure, fuck it, let's go out with a bang. And they're going trick-or-treating. They're acting like assholes, I gotta be honest. Especially the girl with the camera. Like, she's a piece of shit. 2 minutes in, was like, can these girls just fucking die already? So they get to this one house, and the annoying ass girl, she's knocking on the door, she's being loud, she's being obnoxious, and then nobody's answering. And then as they're walking away, the door opens, and a hand just comes out and says, hello, with candy, come on in. And of course, the dumbass girl is like, ooh, this is scary, and I'm all about it. I'm like, you dumb bitch. And from that point, I didn't give a shit about what happened to them. The fact that they go into the house, an unknown house, a house they don't know, they didn't even see the face of the person that waved them in. You're officially the dumbest characters I think I've seen in a long time. And I know that these are short films. I know you don't always have the most time to fully develop and give these characters some semblance of a brain. But that's ridiculous, what I saw there. And over the course of them running around in the house, there's this, I guess, this mother that kidnaps kids or kidnaps girls and wants to be their moms. I mean, I don't know. That one was pretty bad. But you had the second one that followed this one kid. I don't know if it was a Spanish speaking, I don't know, because they had subtitles. But it was this kid that was being questioned by detectives and cops over this bloody, murderous scene of his friends. He's the only survivor. So they're trying to figure out what happened to them. And they go back to the crime scene. I don't know how. Maybe they do some weird, fucked up shit in this country, but they want him to like recreate what happened, because they can't believe what he's saying that happened. It just sounds crazy. And it's this room, and a black phone appears with no cord, but it starts to ring, and I won't give too much away about that, but I will say this. That's one of the better ones of this. I mean, it might be the best one of this movie, because between the practical effects, I was impressed by how they physically pulled off the effect of the characters rising up to the ceiling, and then the camera flipping over, and then them falling down. Like, you gotta watch it to kind of believe that whatever short budget they had, they made that look pretty damn good. The third story might be the silliest one. So you have these characters who are grown-ass adults. Two of them are engaged. I don't give a fuck. One of them didn't want to marry the other one. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And they go to this house. It's this weird house with a bucket of candy, but all of the candy is not like the normal candy, the store brand candy, the popular candies. It's like some weird named shit, right? And they're opening the candy. One looks like a dick. The guy eats it. And then because they took more than one, the sign said one candy per person, they get sucked into the candy bucket. And before you're wondering, like, oh, I'm sure there's a logical, reasonable explanation for how that happened. No, in fact, two of the girls run away from the bucket after their boyfriends get sucked into it. And as she's going to call the cops, the bucket, like, jumps at her and swallows her in. I spent the next maybe 5 minutes laughing hysterically, laughing out loud over how dumb and goofy all of that looked. Maybe that was the intent. Maybe that was the point, is to make me laugh. And then whatever happens to them, they somehow end up in this fucking facility and they're being turned into, cut up and turned into the candy that they ate. So that dick-shaped candy was actually somebody's dick. And one of the girls, this made me laugh as well. One of the main girls there, when she saw what happened to her boyfriend, she freaked out so much. She said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm going to go on to that thing and just let it kill me. I'm fucking over this. And I've never seen a character say that in a horror movie where she's like, I'm just fucking done. I'm going to let them kill me because I don't want to deal with this. In fact, was that the actress saying that or the character? And they had a nerve over how goofy this one was of them getting sucked into the thing, that they tried to explain, oh, this is why we have cameras all over us, to explain why, because I always say how silly it is for these characters in these VHS movies or found footage movies in general when they're running around with the camera, and even though they're being chased by a killer or a ghost or a demon or some entity, they're still holding the camera. It's silly, it's dumb, especially if you think about it. This one, they tried to be like, well, we have the cameras like set up like fucking hats on us, right? Like it's all over us. And so, yeah, it's logical. And then they proceed to do the most illogical thing I think I've ever seen. The next story was about a serial kidnapper. And this is the most disturbing one, 100%. It's this father who runs this like photography place, right? He takes pictures of kids and, for the parents, because the kids are going missing. The parents want pictures of the kids. I don't know, whatever it is. So he's recording everything because he knows the killer's out there and he wants to record his family so that they feel safe. I don't know if that makes sense for having a camera, but hey, they tried. And so you're seeing how the town is dealing with these missing kids, how they're having like this get together of all the kids at this one area. And I actually thought that made sense. Like, oh, wow, okay, something fucked up's going on. But you want to have these kids celebrate Halloween, so they do it in this way. And then once you see who the kidnapper is, and once they show you what the kidnapper is doing to these kids, and they're recording the kids, and we actually see video of them screaming for their life. They're terrified. Some of these kids, like, there's no way they're that good of an actor. It's that, like, it was disturbing. It felt like I was watching snuff films at that point. And, man, that I'm not going to lie, that kind of fucked me up a little bit. Then we had, this is actually how the movie ends, is Dr. Mortis's House of Horrors. And I said the second one was probably the best one. This one, though, might have been my favorite, just as far as I talk about how there's not a lot of time to develop characters. At least this developed the mother and father and son dynamic, and how when the son was younger, he was all about decorating and spending Halloween with his father. They were completely into it. They did it together. They dressed up. They threw Halloween, haunted house type gimmick for the town. And now we jump ahead, and the kid's older. He's being a piece of shit. He's being an asshole. Even though he's unlikable, it's like you get it. He's now older. He's over it. He doesn't want to do this with his father anymore. They're bickering back and forth. I'm like, okay, you established these characters and their relationship. It makes sense. And then they're doing their annual Halloween house thing, right? And they get this record that I guess when they play it, it brings to life everything, all of the decorated stuff in the house. And so them and the town people who were there are being chased by these creatures that have come to life. And I just thought it was creative. I thought it was pretty intense. I thought it was pretty graphic and gory as fuck. I was into that one. Now, the biggest issue I think that I had with how dumb parts of this movie is the wraparound stuff. Every VHS movie starts with a story, throughout the movie comes back to that particular story, and then usually ends the movie to wrap up that story. So with this case, you had this, I guess, research people who had some guinea pig type people, like human subjects, test subjects, and they were test tasting their new soda, their brand new soda that has all these chemicals in it and has, I guess, fucked up shit in it. And every time we cut back to them, in between every short film, it was just somebody else tasting the soda and getting fucked up, either getting possessed or going crazy or blowing up or just dying in horrible, gruesome, ugly, gory ways. And it just got repetitive. It wasn't funny. It wasn't fun. I didn't get the point of it. What are they trying to tell me? Like, oh, hey kids, you drink soda. This is what's in it. Like, I don't understand why we spent so much time on that story. Why did that story not only get approved to be in this movie, but be approved to be the wraparound story, as if it's the best story here? No, it's the worst story. And yet they started it, and they bookmarked this movie with those terrible, horrible, ongoing, repetitive scenes. At least you had like 2 or 3 in here that I was kind of into, or maybe fucked me up. Either way, that's why I can't say this movie is terrible or horrible or the worst VHS movie ever. I will forever go down, though, by saying that no VHS movie is worse or scarier than that first one with that vampire girl that those guys brought back to the hotel to hook up with her, and I like you. Oh man, I still get the heebie-jeebies when I think about that fucking creepy-ass girl and just her staring, and then she turned into what she turned into. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you too saw VHS Halloween. I also appreciate the fact that it took place on Halloween. Like, Halloween's my favorite holiday, so maybe I gave it extra points for that. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.
These silent screams became a part of me. I'm moving past that. Please won't you free my soul? Can't hardly breathe in this society. I'm just a madman. Leave this real. Leave this real.